Hello and welcome to another episode of the TGS, the Gyan Show. First of all, Happy New Year to all of our listeners. So, just like every new year, you must have set some goals and resolutions for yourself, like starting a business or already have one going and trying to compete with everybody to be the number one in the marketplace. But there are a number of other businesses who want that same positions and who are working hard to get that highest market share. So how can you compete with them and get ahead of them? How would you actually kill the competition? And there are lots of people and entrepreneurs and motivational speakers who say that you have to kill the competition, stay ahead to be the number one. To compete in the market, you need to create monopoly. This is what most of the entrepreneurs and speakers talk about, but they never tell us how to create the monopoly, how to create a blue ocean strategy, and how to create an entry barrier so that no one can enter the market or stand against you. So don't worry, because we are here to cover up for you. And I'm your host, Mayur.
And I'm Dhawal.
And today we are here to talk about how can you create monopoly and kill the competition. Monopoly can be created in many different ways, but we are going to focus on the highly effective ones which are used by the monopolist. First of all, you have to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. List down your competitors' two or three weaknesses in which area they don't have an edge over you, and work on those weaknesses of your competitors which could be your strength. Master them and go against your competitors.
One of the well-known strategy to create monopoly is using economies of scale. Economies of scale, if implemented properly, can create entry barrier for competitors to compete and cope up with you. This is where the business increases its production, and due to huge production, the cost per unit produced is decreased. This is actually increasing the revenue of the business, and due to huge supply and revenue, the market share of the company eventually increases. This is called as the technical economies of scale, which results from efficiencies in production itself. Then there's a monopsony economies of scale, where a company buys so much of a product that it can reduce its per unit cost. For this, the best example we can take is Walmart. Due to its huge buying power, Walmart buys goods in bulk and then sells it at lower profit margins. Due, due to the huge volume, the overall profit increases. Walmart plays a pure volume game. Then there's another strategy you can use if you can't adapt economies of scale. It's by limiting the supply and making it like a limited edition or special edition, and charging higher for it by marketing it. So companies like Louis Vuitton, Supreme, and many other luxurious brands manufacture their products in limited amount and charge higher amount of money.
And also, you can use the differentiation strategy by adding a new feature to your existing product or create a new and innovative product, like be in terms of design, quality, and efficiency. You can't copy what is existing in the market and charge higher for it. You need to find your USP, unique selling point, and that's what Apple does. Apple charges its customer more not for the exact same product, but for its excellent quality, better experience, and better designs. People are actually ready to pay that much of amount to Apple. Like, they have positioned themselves differently in the market. And also, customer service really matter for a business to build an image in the consumer's mind. Many companies focus on building better sales department but don't work on an after sales department. You need to set up an after sales department which would help your consumers to solve their problems or doubt, and also provide them with whatever help they want. Collect feedback from them and about the services of the product, because no matter how good your product or service is, If the customer doesn't feel heard about their problem, they would never come back to you. And there's where you can catch up. Also, sharing customers sharing his or her bad experiences is the greatest source of learning.
You can also get a first mover advantage by using the differentiation strategy over other competitors. Because if you are the first one to launch a unique viable product before anyone else does, you get a head start for your business over other competitors. You can expand and penetrate quickly in the market. Just like Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, said in one of his interviews that when he launched the AWS services, the Amazon Web Service, somewhere around 2005 2006, he says that they didn't find any competition for 7 straight years, which he calls it a miracle. So the first mover always has the advantage of penetrating the market quickly before anyone trying to enter the market. And after getting the first mover advantage, you can start building better and stronger distribution channels. Because even if you have the best product, the best design, the best quality under the best price, but don't actually have a good distribution channel, your product or service won't sell. You have to connect to every distributor in your market, which will give the visibility of your product or service to the end customers. If your competitors don't have a better distribution channel, you have the chance to make it your strength and get an edge over them. For example, a movie with a great story, great acting, and great action climax doesn't do well in the box office. But a movie with a mediocre story, with low acting performance and less action climax scenes, join the 200 or 300 crore club easily. There's when your distribution network helps you to get your movie on more and more screens. And another example is of Hindustan Unilever. Hindustan Unilever has distributed its product in the lowest parts of the country, including the three tier cities and beyond, through its distribution channels that it's difficult for Procter and Gamble to compete against him in India. So by creating a better distribution network, you can build a monopoly in the market or sometimes in a particular region too, where there are large number of buyers.
You can also create monopoly by getting high capital investment in your business and then utilizing it for setting up the customer service department, R&D center, building distribution channels, marketing your brand, using it for the economies of scale or large productions, and giving initial benefits to customers, dealers, or retailers so that they prefer you before any other and many other things. Huge investment in the business can also create monopoly because none of your competitors are ready to invest that much or don't have that much of money to invest. So it also creates a barrier between you and them. You can also use this capital to invest in innovative technologies. You can also use this capital to invest in innovative technologies. Investing in technology is very essential part for any business because of new technological advancement that is happening. Technology is no longer a choice but a necessity for any business to survive in the 21st century. And also another point we are going to add here is the merger and acquisition part. If there are 2 3 companies with huge capital in hand, great talent, great products, and are able to burn hefty amount of cash to get the highest market share by giving the customers discounts and lowering price, but the outcome is only benefiting the customers, and to stabilize the market, merger and acquisitions of 2 companies could be a great move. Like recently, before Jio, there were 3 major telecom service providers in India, which are Bharti Airtel, Vodafone, and Idea. But after Jio launched its telecom services in India by giving customers free internet and calling services, it created a cutthroat competition among the existing players. And to survive in this market, Vodafone and Idea had to merge themselves. And like another example of merger which happened in China of Uber and Didi Chuxing, the 2 major ride-hailing companies. And by the way, Didi Chuxing is a giant player in China. And to stop competing with each other and burn cash to get the highest market share for themselves. SoftBank, which holds the highest stake in the both companies, decided to merge them and end competition between the two companies.
A big example of acquisition here could be the recent Disney Fox deal, which took place in March 2019 for around $71 billion. Fox was a competitor of Disney in the filmmaking industry, but due to Fox losing its control over the assets and its management systems and all, it was looking for a potential buyer. So Disney Studios acquired the company and got a lot of benefits from it. But before Disney, uh, Comcast also wanted to buy Fox, but due to Disney paying the highest amount of money, Comcast lost the deal, and Disney acquired the company. So Disney got the benefit of streaming services, the sports network, and news telecasting systems. And now Disney has launched its own streaming services, Disney Plus, after that. Disney also has the control over Star Network and Hotstar, which are well known in India. So that's it from today's episode. Make sure you go through the podcast again and see which of the ways we discussed could be applied in your business to kill the competition and be the number one in the market. Share it with your entrepreneur friends who want to start a business or already has a business, and recommend them to this podcast. Until next time, from TGS,
The
The
Gyan
Gyan
Show.
Show,
We'll
we'll
see
see
you
you
later.
later.